If I had $1,000 right now, what would I do? I just made a 25-minute video and my damn mic was muted. Very unfortunate because a lot of information was shared, but without further ado, we'll get right into that again because this is a very important topic. Whether you're a new investor, an experienced investor who has not made much money yet, or someone who's trying to gauge what to do next. And by the way, real quick before we begin, I am raising the price of my Discord this Friday. We are growing very fast, and I want to keep the group somewhat small heading into next year. That way, I'm not, talking to 20,000 people. So if you want to be locked in at $60 per month or join for 30% off on the year, you're more than welcome to. I'll put a pinned comment down below. But just keep that in mind. Friday, the price is going up. That being said, when I came in this market, I came from stocks. And something you have to learn when you come into crypto is that it's a whole different asset class. Like crypto is riskier, there's more money to be made, and it's a lot more complex. In stocks, you have just securities, which are companies. And then when you buy a stock in the stock market, you're essentially buying a share. You're a shareholder of that particular company. And you get revenue when they grow in revenue. And then, that's how it works. In crypto, it's different. You got so many different asset classes. Some are commodities. You could call some companies. When you have $1,000, it's a good start. But keep in mind, the goal is to increase your wealth over time. The goal is not to go from 1,000 to $1 million your first go. If you could turn 1,000 into 2,000 or into 5,000 to 10,000, 10,000 to 100,000, that is a win. So the first thing you have to do as an investor is get your expectations under control, get them grounded. A lot of people come into crypto, they have this lottery mindset where they go, I want to turn 1,000 into $5 million. If I don't get that, then it's bad. And I'm just going to ask every YouTuber what to buy. So the more independent you become as an investor, the better off you're putting yourself in a position to change your life forever with crypto. Hear that again. The more independent you become, the better off you're going to be. And I always stress to every single new member who joins my Discord, you have to adapt and start growing on your own accord because you can't develop confidence, real confidence, by just following the herd. You develop confidence by making choices, making decisions, even if you don't have that 100% confidence that what you're doing is the right decision. And you learn with experience, whether it's mistakes or success, and you get better over time. I speak for the majority of people, has been probably rug pulled once or dumped on or missed profits in some facet or another. You can't go from a place of making massive profits until you've lost money in this space. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe some get lucky and just make $1 million in their first go and they leave, but the majority of people who are in this market usually learn from experience, which is oftentimes mistakes. In terms of what crypto to buy, I know some of you are going to be here and be like, John, just tell me what crypto to buy so I can leave and put my money in. Those investors are not going to make it because you can't just come in here with this fast food mentality, think you can't put in any work, and then you're going to become a millionaire. Most millionaires in this market get there by putting in work. Now, keep in mind, you could be in a different situation. Maybe you're, a younger investor. And shout out to Malik, one of my Discord members. He went into Discord with very few funds and he just hit six figures. Literally so proud of him. That's grinding to the max. He's been in my group now for a while. Out of privacy for him, I won't say what he actually invested into, but he is doing very well. And he's made mistakes along the way before realizing his massive success in these past coming days. But the majority of people, I hate to say it, they're going to lose in this bull market because the majority of people don't have the emotional side of crypto ingrained in their heads. So before we get into different crypto asset classes, I want to stress the importance of why you have to be emotionally strong in this market. So a lot of people are finding out about Bitcoin today because Bitcoin just hit 93K. The news covered it and they want to come back in. There's a trade-off when you buy crypto. And I said this on Twitter, which by the way, follow me. I share my updates there first before YouTube. and also buying low and buying high. When you buy a crypto at a cheap price or a cheap market cap, which is an evaluation of the growth of the crypto, your risk is you're buying a cheap price. No one's really there yet. No one's covering it. So you don't have what's called confirmation bias. No one to reassure you that what you're doing is a good move. But the trade-off to the upside is you don't have to wait as long and take profits, because when that emerging marketplace gets saturated, which means people coming in to buy, it's going to rise up and you can take profits at any time. That's how you make a lot of money in this market. You buy emerging marketplace cryptos and you wait until they get saturated, and then you ride them up for profits and take your profits. Now, the other side to that coin is when people buy high. So for example, Turbo, which I mentioned in my last video, they wait until it rises up 50x. They wait until it gets on all the exchanges and they go, okay, I can buy it now because it has a track record of being good. It ran up a lot, so it still must be good. And now I feel safe because it's on all the exchanges. The trade-off is they feel better about that initial buy-in because they know it's good from previous history, previous track record, previous resume. And then it quickly turns to stress when they look to take profits, because everyone who bought before them is probably going to take profits around where they got in. So they're stressed because they have to wait a longer time to take profits, and they're feeling it right then and there. So this is the trade-off you have to understand as an investor. And a lot of people don't understand this and won't understand this. The reason you buy low is so you don't have as much stress when the market gets saturated. Versus if you buy everything at the all-time highs, you got to wait longer, which the longer you're in this market in a bull cycle, the higher your chances are that the whales will get out before you. And if they do that, you're going to see the market go and tank. Good example, Bitcoin. If you bought Bitcoin at 15K in 2022, you can take profits right now, next week, next month, next year. If you're buying it now at 90K, you're going to have to wait if you want a 2x for it to maybe hit 180K. If it doesn't, who's going to lose? You. Who's going to get out before you? The whales. Who else? Everyone who bought before you. So that's the trade-off you make with crypto. It can be the best crypto, which Bitcoin is. But if your entry price is high, you're literally sabotaging your growth to make profits. So if you're trying to turn $1,000 now into 2, 5, 10K or more, you have to buy your cryptos before the majority of the people are already talking about it. That's why Turbo was such a great call for us. When we bought it at 18 mil market cap, which by the way, now it's 600 million market cap, nobody was talking about it. But what's different now? Everybody's talking about it. Where is it? On Binance, almost on Coinbase, which will happen soon, mark my words. But where was it when I got in? Uphold. No tier ones. Now it's on a few of them. So again, you want to be researching crypto. We'll get into that in a little bit. And by the way, I do have a research course on Discord. I spent an hour and a half on Casper alone. You want to understand what a blockchain is, what a token is, what a smart contract is, what a DApp is, what do tokenomics mean, what's inflation, what's dilution, what's the team's role in crypto, what's a roadmap like, what's a white paper. There's some questions you got to ask yourself, and I'm not here to stress you out if you're a brand new investor, but you want to at least be getting your feet wet and start learning some of the terminology in crypto, because you can't be buying crypto until you learn the art of researching. And something I will say, by the way, this is not a plans like scripted video. I'm going all over the place in case you're wondering. You want to have a watch list in crypto, a watch list, right? Because when you have a watch list, it's less stressful for you and less time consuming to see what's a good entry price point. So for me, every crypto I hold is on a watch list. Every one I'm looking to buy is on my watch list, because there's going to be times where you're leaving work, or maybe you're just randomly checking the app, and maybe you see a certain crypto down 30% in price. And you're like, great, I wasn't going to buy it yet, but it's a great discount. I'm going to buy it. And you buy it. Or you see one that's pumping massively, and you're like, great, I'll take some profits. If you don't have a watch list, it makes it more time consuming for you. So the watch list is very important in crypto. I have a couple of them on my exchange. So you want to have a watch list to keep track of your crypto. You want to follow them. and you also want to see maybe an opportunity comes knocking. So a watch list is very important. Researching is very important. And something else I will say, be very careful watching 20 YouTubers saying, you know what, I'm not going to research. I'm just going to buy all their picks. When you have very little money in the market, $1,000, 5 or 10K, even 10K, if you have 20 picks, you're spreading yourself too thin. You're falling in that same category as the person who waited too long to buy. If you put $100 sprinkled into 10 plays, if you want to make a 2x, okay, fine, you made $100. You factor in capital gains tax, you're going to get about 50. Is that worth it? No. But if you put 10,000 into a play, it 5x is 50K. Is that good profit? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on you and your situation, right? But see, if you have too many cryptos, imagine how much stress you have when it comes to taking profits. You got to look at every single play. And the chances of you getting out for every play in profit go down the more plays you have. So less is more when it comes to this. A lot of you guys are not millionaires or even have 100K to put in the market. So if you only have 1,000, focus on one play, research it, get good at it, develop the track record of buying with minimal confidence at first, because you don't get confident until you start making money. Then you get a little more, stronger willed, and you start looking into different asset classes. If you're coming from stocks, maybe you don't want to venture into like risky meme coins right away, although meme coins are very strong this cycle. Maybe you want to focus on layer ones first. Layer ones are the most risk averse. But if you're, a younger person, you don't have a house to pay, no mortgage, you live at home, your expenses are minimal, you don't have kids, maybe you want to venture into only meme coins or so on and so forth. But if you're older, you got a family, you got a car payment, you got a mortgage payment, you got a high living situation. Maybe you want to look into safer blue chips first. That will give you a 2, 5, 10x first. So all this kind of ties in, right? And you can tell from my answers, they're very variable on you, the person who's watching. So only you can answer what's the best situation for you. Now, for me, I kind of fall in the middle of the road, right? I have a car, I have rent, I don't have kids, but my expenses are in the moderate range. So for me, I have a risk averse portfolio. I have blue chips and I have micro caps and meme coins. I will say this though, if you want to make the most amount of money, you have to buy the micro caps. But when you're just getting in, you got to build the endurance to handle the micro caps volatility. See, a lot of people don't have that track record yet to handle a micro cap going down 40% in a day or a meme coin going down 50% in a day. A lot of people in that case need to be in a safer play first before they venture out. So, a lot of this is going to tie into your experience, right? And when it comes to turning that $1,000 into 5 or 10K or more, you got to take it in stages. Like I said, don't be chasing the 100X. If it happens, so be it. Take it, but chase that 2, 5, 10, 20X. And then you get better over time. So what are some good narratives to look at? Layer ones, I think Ethereum, Solana, and Casper are the best layer ones. You got Web3 like ArtBlock. I love ArtBlock. You have base dexes like Aerodrome. You got DeFi like Moonwell. You got meme coins like Turbo, Hoppy, Grago, to name a few. And you have AI cryptos like Potentia Tau, Renders. Maybe you come from stocks, you like NVIDIA, and you're like, you know what? Let's go for AI. I like AI. Okay, good. Buy Potential Tower, buy Render. Maybe you are experienced or like meme coins and you're like, you know what? Let's go buy some meme coins. Or maybe you're like, you know what? I want to be safer. Maybe I'll do layer one. Maybe I'll do Ethereum, Solana, Caspa, or maybe I'll do a combination of both. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So for me, when it comes to 1K, when I first started, I focused on one crypto. For me, when I first got in, that was Ethereum. And then when I went to a more confident approach, I bought Dogecoin after, completely opposite to it. And then I went down the rabbit hole and got better over time. So I want to stress the importance to you. You're not going to be perfect for quite some time, which actually you'll never be perfect. but you're not going to be where you want to be yet for a bit. But again, this is why I stress the importance of being part of a group, because you'll be surrounded around like-minded people who have been here before, who have made money before, who have seen a bull cycle before, who have seen the emotional side of crypto before. I know it's an investment to get into a group, but it's a small investment for potentially changing your life versus trying to be a lone wolf, figuring out on your own, and then ultimately not getting to your end destination, your goal. Like this is something that you don't see talked about much. See, people always want this, just give me the plays, tell me what to buy, tell me what to sell. You're not going to get anywhere like that. You're not. It's the same with real life, right? If you want to be healthy, do you go to McDonald's and spend 2 minutes to eat a burger there, or do you go home and cook, spend time to cook and learn how to cook and eat healthy food, seasoned food? The longer approach is better off in most scenarios, right? So if you want to change your life, you can't look for the shortcut. You got to look for the growth within yourself and your investment plan. A lot of people, I guarantee it, they clicked on this video. You'll probably even see some comments. Yo, John, what's the play? Yo, guys, did he mention a play? They're just looking for a quick play to just say, okay, great, I'll buy this. And I'll just keep asking him every few weeks when to sell. You're not going to get anywhere like that. Those investors will be X liquidity come out of cycles. So, again, it's a learning curve, right? And the only way you get better is by putting yourself out there in the market. I spent a lot of time, way back in the bear market while I was working, while I was studying in X-ray school. I was on my lunch break researching crypto. I was at the gym in between sets researching crypto. I was spending every time I had, any free time anyway, to learn crypto. It's not a simple, quick fix that you can just figure out in a week and say, great, I know what I'm doing. You still have time. Keep that in mind. Your barber has not talked about it, I'm pretty sure, until you start hearing about your waiter or waitress mentioning Bitcoin, or your neighbors or your family mentioning it. You're still early. A lot of altcoins are down right now. I showed you guys in my last video. The focus is Bitcoin primarily, and some large caps and a little bit of memes. All coins are still down. If you haven't gotten the bottom price points that we got into in the bear market, don't play the comparison game. Just take the new low you see now, the new discounts you see now, and start making moves. Because these discounts, whether you believe so or not, and I guarantee the majority watching hate their altcoins right now, they're going to come back next year and say one of two things. I wish I had bought more when I seen this, or I can't believe I sold this out of fun. A lot of people correlate price action to good or bad, not realizing when you're buying bad price action, you're actually making the best purchase you can for that crypto, because you're buying when the majority of people are not yet in that play. And that is how you make the 50, 100x that you've probably seen before you came into crypto. No one buys a crypto when the news is covering it and becomes a millionaire unless they're a huge whale worth billions of dollars. And in terms of how many crypto you should be holding minimum, bare minimum 3 crypto, which means everyone's goal should be to get to at least $10,000 in their portfolio. $1,000 is a good start, but I'll be honest, it is not enough to change your life. Could it be enough to turn you to that next financial level of wealth? Of course, it definitely can get you there. But if you want to make that money to leave your job, which I know a lot of you guys do, or even work part-time if you're older, you want to have more time for your kids and your pets and your family, you got to get at least 10K in the market. 10K in the market, I know it's a lot of money and you still have time, but you have to work your ass off, especially if you don't have the funds right now to do it. Again, take it from me. I was working 2 jobs. I was literally eating peanut butter and jellies an entire summer, and I wasn't traveling. I was literally making videos in my car. I was eating peanut butter and jellies. I was working long hours, working overtime. I was tired as hell on half my videos, but I made it work. The question for you is now, what will you do to make it work right now? The sacrifice falls on you. The dedication falls on you. How far do you want to go in this? You got to ask yourself, right? Not everyone has the drive to change their life. If you ask the majority of people right now in life, are they happy with what they're doing? The majority will say no. But if you ask them what their biggest reason is for not leaving a current job or a situation, a lot of it is comfort. They're comfortable where they are because it's normal to them. It's a routine. And two, it's fear of the unknown. They're afraid to put themselves out there. Happens in professions, happens in relationships, happens in life. People don't want to venture outside their comfort zone, which I get it. The fear of the unknown is definitely one of mine as well. But the only way you get from A to B is doing what? Actually making a move and driving, right? You can't get there until you make a move. Whoever's hearing this video, who watches this to the end, if you take these steps that we said, and I know I said a lot of random stuff, but it did, it is going to make sense when you really analyze it. You'll be financially free by the end of the cycle, or at least in a much better position than when you started. The ball is in your court. You just gotta take the damn shot. Again, if you want to join Discord before I raise the price this Friday, you can join with the pin comment down below. But anyways, now I want to hear from you. What is your ultimate goal with profits this cycle for crypto? Drop your comment down below and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Really helps so much. That being said, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.